education purposes only. So that's all. Thank you. Yeah, so that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, I will continue. I would like to say that Russian school system consists of 3 stages. The first one is a primary school. It takes 4 years. Children are taught to solve basic math tasks, read and write. At this stage, students also study Russian and English language. The most important stage is a secondary school that takes 5 years. Students start learning new subjects such as history, chemistry, physics, and IT. They need to make a tough decision after this period of time. Teens can leave a school after 9th grade and enroll on college or continue studying in the high school, which lasts for 2 years, and then start education in the university. Talking about my school, it only has the high grade because my school is based on the university. In contrast to other schools, we've got more math and physics classes.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, so now we will move on to the second question, and the second question will be for Anas and Arina. Okay, so the second question is, are there strict rules and regulations at your school, and what are they about? Safia, you can go first.
Hello, everyone. So, yes, we do have strict things in our school. So, as for government schools, we have to wear school uniforms. So you can't wear casual clothes such as t-shirt or just pants and sandals. So you have to wear full school uniforms. It's literally just white and blue skirts. And also, like Natasha said, mobile devices are not allowed. So you can't bring smartphones or laptop, and literally everything, mobile devices are really, you cannot wear that. You cannot bring them to school. And also, you can only wear black, and you can only wear black shoes and black socks. Other than that, you really can't wear other than that colors. So like I said, you can't wear sandals, you just can't wear shoes. And also, last but not least, school badge is also mandatory. So in case if anything happens, pardon?
Just continue.
Okay, school badge is mandatory and because if in case anything happens, local people will know whom to call. So if they caught you skipping school, local people will just call your school and tell them that you skipped school. Okay, so that's all from me, I guess. Thank you very much.
Okay, now that's my turn to talk about Russian school, to tell you about Russian school. I can't say that rules and regulations at Russian schools are strict. I guess it's more accurate to say that they are fair. The most significant one of them are related to the dress code and discipline. Everyone should wear a school uniform, come to class on time, carry change of shoes, and in addition, students must have polite and decent behavior as in any other school. Also, you can't use mobile phones on some lessons, but there is no such rule like in Malaysian school that you can't bring some gadgets or some devices to our schools. I think that's all.
All right, guys, can you please tell me, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I can.
All right. Unfortunately, there was something wrong with my computer, so I joined from my mobile phone. And I missed some of your discussion. Also, anyway, I had a question to both of you. Can you tell me, Anas and Arina, whether you discussed such things as makeup and jewelry? Are there any rules about that?
Can I go first?
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay. So really, you can't wear any of makeup, not even foundation or powder. So you really could only go to school with face, not even lipstick on. So if you look pale or something, you just put some lip balm. I think lip balm is okay. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
In Russian schools, it's not the same. You can wear makeup, but it shouldn't be really bright. And about jewelry, you can wear it, but in the same time, it shouldn't be really massive or something like that. It should be something like casual.
Okay, thank you. So you were talking about rules and regulations, but we all are people and sometimes rules and regulations are violated. So can you talk about the punishments? What behavior is supposed to be inappropriate and what kind of punishment might follow it? Andrei, you go first.
Okay. Actually, in Russian schools, students mustn't be too active. I mean, they can't run in halls or be too loud in classes because a school is a place where teens develop their knowledge. Also, students can't use mobile gadgets at classes because it means disrespect to the teacher. If their behavior is inappropriate, they will be punished by the school principal. He can just make a strict remark on or call students' parents.
All right, Anas.
Okay. As for this question from what I observed, usually it's sleeping while teachers is teaching. I think that's obviously really unappropriate, but still there's no punishment. And if you sleepy while teachers will only ask you to go to the bathroom and wash your face. There's no other heavy punishment.
All right. One more question about the punishment. Are there any things? Are there any kind of punishment if students are cheating during the classes or during the exams?
Okay, I can answer. If a student use some cheats, the teacher can get a bad mark to him, and I suppose that's so.
All right. Anas, what about you?
Okay, so if you cheating while exam, teachers will take and you can't see that. So definitely you will just get 0 grade for that.
Okay, thank you. So we were talking quite about strict and not so pleasant things like rules and stuff. let's talk about something more positive. Are there any forms of stimulation for students with outstanding academic achievements and public activities? Can you talk about that?
Yes,
Yes,
I can
I can
start.
start.
There are
There are
some achievements
achievements
that
that
students get
students
during
get during
the
the
education year.
education year.
I'm sorry,
Sorry,
Alexandra, can you please turn off your microphone because there's an awful echo and I can't say anything. Thank you. Usually, such students, often encouraged morally and financially, they receive diplomas, gifts, and sometimes even small cash rewards. Time to time, the winners even congratulated on the school website or being interviewed for a TV release. So every time when you win somewhere, you will 100% be encouraged in one or another way. That's all.
Okay. So most schools in Malaysia, they will prepare in return for students' achievement when they're winning some contest or awards. Most schools in Malaysia will prepare certificates, trophies, and cash for students appreciation, plus getting supports from the teachers, the family, and of course our friends is also very important so that they will be able to encourage and increase their motivation to go forward without any hesitation, and also moving forward in a various fields. And thank you. That's all for me.
All right, thank you. Can you tell me now if there's any echo right now?
Right now,
right
no.
now, no.
Okay, so I
Yes,
believe
yes.
there is.
When
When
two
two
people
people
have a
a
micro on at the
on the
same
same
time,
time,
there's some
there's
echo.
some echo.
Yes, I know. I was using my computer and there was a microphone. Now I switched it off. Okay, hopefully it will be better. Right, so let's get to some details. We were talking about things in general. Now let's talk about your own schools. What are the subjects that you take at school? And also mention, please, which of them are your favorite and why? Thank you.
Okay, students in Russian schools take in different subjects like history, biology, chemistry, physics, maths, Russian and foreign language. But there is such an interesting subject called social studies. At at social studies classes, a student study laws, rights, and duties. But my favorite subjects are IT and math because I'm pretty good at them and I want to link my life with them in future. Thanks, that's all.
Okay, Natasha, can you share, please?
Okay. So just like in Russian schools, a lot of studying like chemistry, biology, history, Bahasa Melayu, of course, and English languages. There's a lot of them actually. And the fun part is you can choose the appropriate subjects for your respective interests. For example, if you, Andre, you love art so much and you love to sketch all the time, then you can tell the teacher at the Malaysia schools that you want to study arts only. And personally, I mean, personally, my favorite subject is English, of course, because I've been learning it since I was a kid. And also, I speak English most of the time with my mother, since my mother was the best English teacher. And she was the one who encouraged me to be just like her, who can speak English fluently without any doubts. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. I have an extra question about the subjects because we haven't discussed that topic. And it would be really interesting to find out your English background as Natasha shared hers. So how long have you been studying English? Where have you been studying it? Is it only in your secondary school, or there are some extra activities like in Natasha's case, she's practicing her English at home? So can you share this? I'd like to ask Arina first.
Okay. I study English in the second grade, and also with some extracurricular activities. How can you guess? And I really like to study, to learn new languages, because it's develops my mind, and in the same time I can understand better some cultures from the whole world. And I like to watch some films in English, to watch some extra videos about English, like with grammar or vocabulary. I can read some books in the language, and I tried several times to speak with natives, and it was a great practice. Yes.
It's over there. Andrei, what about you?
Okay, I have been studying English for 10 years. I studied it at school and in Unicity School. Also, in my free time, when I have an opportunity, I can read some English articles because I think this method really develops my language.
Thank you. Anas?
So as for me, I've been interested in English ever since I was a kid. So I would watch family YouTube channel and like learn from it. And I act like I'm making literally YouTube videos. So I go like, oh, hello everyone, my name is Anna. So today I will start like blah, 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 blah. And literally I was just mumbling all the time. And it was a really, really good idea. And learning from songs is also very, very good. It's effective too. So I think learning from YouTube, and I think Google helps a lot too. And it depends on yourself actually. If you're interested in something, you would go for it. So if you're interested in makeup, you would literally learn how to do makeup really, really good. So if you're interested in languages like Arina, that's really, really amazing, fascinating. I wonder how many languages you can speak. So you could maybe tell me later. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Now I have an impression that we've got a new topic for another webinar, and I bet it will be as popular as this one, or maybe even more. Now, I'm giving the floor to the Madame Ozelia to continue this webinar, and I will be happy watcher. Please continue.
Okay, thank you, Madam Ina. Okay, before that, I will. Okay, so we have discussed about. We have discussed about subjects earlier. We have talked about their favorite subjects and whatnot. Now we are going to move on to. Okay, before that, I would like to remind all of you to mute yourselves and also to turn off your cameras. And thank you for coming. All right. So let's proceed with the next question. So, okay, this question is for Anas and Arina. How about extracurricular activities? Yeah, so just now earlier we talked about subjects. So right now we are going to talk about extracurricular activities. So which of them are available at your school, and which activities are you active in? And can you tell us about your opinions regarding those activities? Okay, so Anas, you may start first.
Thank you. We have so many clubs actually. We have photography clubs, we have Bahasa Melayu clubs, we have English clubs also, and oh yeah. So before pandemic hit, I admit my school is very active with sports. We would do sports like every year, and we would send students to compete in any kind of sports. So, and as for me, again, no, wait, no. Okay, so right before pandemic hit, I joined netball tournament with my friends and my team. So it was really cool, but luck didn't fall in our side. We didn't get places. However, winning isn't the only victory. I enjoyed the match very well, and my friends also enjoyed the match. And I like painting. I do like art, but unfortunately, my school doesn't have art class that I can participate in. And my hope is my school consider to build a art class where students can, like paint and just like draw, like whether it is drawing or instruments. So I really hope my school consider to do art class. That's all for me.
Okay. Now about Russian schools. There are plenty of diverse extracurricular activities at my school. Mostly they are connected with creative environments. We have an outstanding drama club, dance classes, choir, art lessons, and craft club. What's more, there are many of extracurricular activities connected with sports, such as volleyball, basketball, swimming, yoga, and taekwondo. I can say that there are even clubs for those who adore cooking. Now, I don't attend any of them, but I used to attend almost everyone because nowadays I spend so much time on preparation for my exams, which will take place at the end of the school year. I believe that school administration should pay more attention to extracurricular activities in our school because pupils just need to realize themselves outside the classroom. But unfortunately, some activities are poorly organized, and I hope that it will change soon.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for your responses. Okay, so yeah, it's a good thing now that the pandemic has receded and everyone has been vaccinated. So right now we could continue with our extracurricular activities. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. This is for Andri and Anas. Oh no, Andri and Natasha, or Anas, whichever. Okay, so are there any clubs or projects at your school that are developing international communication, like civic engagement of students, teachers, and students' well-being? So, do you have any of those? Please share.
So, as far as I remember, my school hasn't any projects or clubs that are developing international communication. But I suppose that many students from my school would like to take part in these projects because it's a really good chance to develop your language and just your knowledge. But my school involves a program which aim is to improve the quality of the environment. Students clean streets, squares, or parks, and this event happens about once a month. Thank you.
Okay, so in my school we don't have any clubs that involved with international communications, so we don't interact with other country. But luckily now we are here, and but as for students and teachers relationship, we form a really good relationship, really good bond. Teachers will always give motivations to students no matter how, and they always tell us not to give up even though when things really get tough. So just stay there, hanging there. And I really hope that we can continue with doing this kind of webinar, because I agree with Andrew, we could develop our languages, developing our languages.
Okay, so thank you for that. Yeah, so this webinar is one of the ways for us to continue using English. So it's part of the school's Highly Immersive Program, which is a program for us to use English 24/7 for us to get used to using English. So from the part of Malaysians and also the Russians, because English is not our first language, it's not native to us. So this one of the ways for us to practice English is through this program. So yes, we hope that we can have more programs like this. I agree with you, Anas. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So this question is for Arina and Natasha. So have you got any ideas on how to make your school a better place for education and all-around development of youth? Or maybe not just your school in particular, but schools maybe in your country in general. What do you think?
Okay, I can start. I think that in our school, it's worth paying more attention to features of each student, to promote their talents, to help them develop in different ways, in different activities. As I said before, it's important to develop extracurricular activities at school. In addition, it is worth revising the education system and the relationships between students and teachers in some cases, because I tend to think that they should be more trusting and supporting. It will help students in their school achievements. If we talk about the school curricula, then it would be great to review the curricula for some subjects, since often the information can be old or even outdated. So it leads to the fact that sometimes students are even not interested in that. And I believe that then it is necessary to add lessons in which students will be more enlightened about the complexes of real life, so they could understand what problems they may face in future, and it will be just easier to make a step in your adult life. I think so.
So it's my turn again. So moving back to Malaysia. Yes, I do have some great ideas to improve my development of youth in my school. For example, putting the excellent students putting the excellent students as their mentor, so that the feeling of competition, that's not competition, it's competition, exists between the students, and somehow will increase their desire to acquire more knowledges, because they knew there are having what do people call it, say, you have to work hard so that you'll be the number one. And it's not like oh, I want to be like number one student, so that you have to work on it. Okay, if you have to make efforts for it. So, and also increase the facilities part, to make sure the students are very comfortable to acquire knowledge. Thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you. All right. So yeah, facilities, extracurricular activities, those are very important because we cannot only rely on academic pursuits because that's not really all-rounded. So yeah, so Tasha, you mentioned about facilities. Those are very important for students' development. And also for Arina, you mentioned about extracurricular activities. Yes, those are very important as well because we don't only get to, school is not about just studying, but it's also about being active outside of your studies. Yes. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so the last question, okay, I think we have almost come to the end of the webinar. But after this, because we have enough time, so we will welcome questions from the guests. So before that, this question is for all of you, the four of you. Whoever would want to answer this question, you may do so. So, have you thought about your personal ambitions and dreams? Please share them with us, your ambitions and dreams. I think
Okay.
Andre. Oh, okay. Okay, whoever. All right. Okay, Arina,
I
you may
have the
go.
first. I have lots of ambitions and dreams. The first place right now take the ambition of entering a university and studying the course of international relations. But in the same time, I have lots of dreams and they are diverse from my ambitions. The first one is to see the whole world. It's my biggest dream. I really like traveling, and also I like to learn as more languages, different languages as I can, as it's possible even, and learn about the cultures and countries. Also, I read some poems, and it would be great that I can publish them in future. Try new activities and meet new acquaintances. I just want to do as much as I can, as it's possible, as the saying goes, to live my fullest life.
Okay. To be honest, I'm full of aspirations and drive, and I have some ambitions and dreams. I want to pass exams and then enroll on university. After that, I would like to build a career and find a well-paid and also satisfying job. And after that, I would like to travel abroad because I have never been abroad. I suppose that's all.
Okay, Tasha, you may go first.
Okay. So for me personally, I've been thinking to be an artist, a painter, since I'm really into arts, like so much. There's this like one time I often went to the public places like malls or streets just to spend my time sketching random people's faces, even though sometimes they are moving too much, but I'm not expecting them to stand there and be like my model arts. Well, sketching is so much fun, so I've been into them since I was a kid, even though my art was not really good. But art is not what you see, but what makes you, what's you make others see. That's all from me. Thank you.
So, me, I'd like to be a psychiatrist or any other psychological doctors. This is because I'm really, really interested in any kind of like mental illness, and I'd like to open my own therapy clinic or even a hospital. I think Malaysia has like mindset where if you go to mental hospital, you're crazy or literally you're insane, and that is very, very wrong. That's not true at all. It seems like, okay, if you like injured your legs, you will go to like hospital. You wouldn't go to mental hospital because you know you're not mentally ill. Your legs hurt, not your brain or something. And if you have like mental hospital records. If you ever gone to a mental hospital before, you've met psychiatrists and you have the records, you wouldn't get scholarship in university, and that's really obviously it's wrong. And I mean, we need help. We go to mental hospital, we need help. And so, and my dream is that people pay more attention to mental illness and mental health. It's obviously important, right? And especially on students. Yes, that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you to all of you for your answers. Wow, I find them very inspiring. One of you want to study international relations, like sketching, and then you have your ambitions to go to university. And then for Anas, you talk about mental illness and mental health. Yes, that is something that in Malaysia in particular we rarely talk about, but it's for now it's people are beginning to talk more about it, yeah, as time goes on. So yeah, that is quite impressive. Okay, so thank you to the four of you. I hope four of you will achieve your ambitions, even though you're still young, but you can have big ambitions. All right, so before I open the floor for questions, maybe we can take one or two questions from the guests. I will put in the link for the guests to get your e-certificates. Okay, especially if there are students from other schools, students from our school or from other schools joining this webinar. You can that's the link there. I posted the link there, and you can just put in your name and your email, and the e-certificate will be sent to you later on. All right, so now we open the floor to anybody. If you have any questions to ask the students regarding their school life, yeah. Or maybe you can just ask in the chat box. We'll see if anybody wants to ask. You can raise your hands if you want to.
Sorry to interrupt. There's a question. Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay. There's one question. So the question is, do you think there are society-wide factors that push you or hold you back from learning English in school? Yeah. So who would like to answer this question? Anybody?
I can say that in Russia is not a problem to learn languages in our schools, and like politics and some society-wide factors are not influence the way that we study in our schools. It's quite I don't know, basic to learn second language, and I'm happy that some situations that are not connected with usual life, with our students' life, is not influencing on the fact that we are studying another language and even English.
Anybody else would like to answer? How about the Malaysian side? Okay, Anas.
Okay, so that's quite impressive, Arina, because that's really the opposite in my school. Well, the reason why there's like really small percentage in students in Malaysia that's really fluent in English is because there's people in our school are like holding us. It's the way they talk is okay. If I try to speak in English in my class with my friends, and others people just sit there and look at us and said, why are you learning English? Why are you speaking English? It's not like you were going to America tomorrow. So it's really because of the students, not because of the teachers. Teachers will only give you motivations and to study. They will try their hardest to try to teach you and to be fluent. And yes, it's really because of the students, the community. Malaysian is really, they have critical mindset and the way they think is just very different from you. So it's quite impressive to know that's how you guys live there. Thank
It's
you.
such a pity that you can't study English like comfortably, and I hope that it will change soon.
I mean,
Okay, thank you for that, Anas. That's very insightful. And yes, do agree with you. But then, if you want to learn something, a new language, whatever language that we want to learn, we just go ahead with it, and that's the most important part. Okay, so we have another question. All right, so it's from Wena. So this is the question: how are students going through their studies post-pandemic in your school, in your country or school? What differs and what are the challenges you personally face? Okay, who would like to answer this? Maybe Tasha and Andri?
Yes, I can. I think there were some challenges, and I think that the main challenge was distance learning. As you know, there wasn't an opportunity to study in classes, so we studied at homes, and it was pretty difficult. It was difficult to develop. It was difficult to study new material. And I think there was only this challenge.
Okay, Tasha?
Okay, so in my school, when pandemic hits, the challenges are like we have to study online, and of course having online classes, and sometimes it's very hard when you you have to like help yourself sometimes, but it's not a big of a deal though. You still can't ask the teachers or even like text the teacher and ask some question, but still it's actually not like it's like unusual to us. Like you often used to going to school and then you do homeworks with your friends and then going to school with your friend, and when you have like homeworks that you can't even answer, like you just ask the teachers directly face to face. But everything's changed when the COVID-19 or the pandemic get in, so like everything's changed. And so like the most challenging part is like when we like having an exam, you still have to like study by your own, and like it's not like hard, but you still have to work on yourself no matter what happened, even though the pandemic will go like 2 years or 3 years, or like I know it's like it's been like 2 years now, but it's like no matter like how many years, you have to work on yourself and just do your best for your future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the responses. Yes, studying during pandemic has indeed been challenging for some students, but some of the students, like such as yourself, you guys have gone through it well. So congratulations. Okay, so we have one person. Dance Noah, you want to ask something through the mic? Okay, can we do
Yes.
so?
Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask, not really related to school life, but I want to ask about Russia specifically. Um, for foreigners who move into Russia, can we live in Russia without learning the language? Because as we know, that Russian language is not an easy language for some of people to learn. And then the second question, does it always cold in Russia even it is not winter? Like in summer, you always feel cold. Is it like that in Russia? Thank you.
Thank you for the great question. um, To begin with learning languages, I can say that yes, sometimes it can be a problem because not lots of Russians learn languages, but now it changes, and nowadays there are more people who knows English than about even 10 years ago, but still there are bit of them. But I guess you can use something like a translator, but sometimes it can be difficult to live there and don't know a language. But I guess that people in Russia, city dwellers, are kind and friendly now, so they could help you if you want to move. And about the cold weather, no, we have summer and it's cold. Oh, no, sorry, not cold, it's hot enough. Yes, it's not cold. Sometimes.
I want to answer too. So, to live in Russia, I suppose you should know only some basic words, but if you want to study in Russia, like in university or in college, you should study a language for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the responses, Arina and Andre. That's good to know. So if we don't have any more questions from the guests, I think, yeah, it's almost an hour of this webinar. I think, yeah, we've come to an end. The webinar has come to an end. So firstly, I would like to thank all of the guests for participating in this webinar. And we have reached about like 100, yeah, 100 guests in this from my school, from SMK Bongawan, and I believe there are also people from outside of our school joining in. And I also believe that there are a few Russians in here who have joined in. Thank you for participating in this. Thank you for listening in. And also, yeah, we would like to thank Non Natasha, Andre, Arina, and Anas, and also Madam Ina for agreeing to this. So thank you, everyone.
Guys, you can't believe how I'm happy that Madame Zhao suggested this great activity. And during all of our program, I can't stop admiring. So you really broaden my horizons. How great is that to know more about Malaysia, to learn these wonderful people. And I also have some ideas for maybe further collaboration and further webinars. I suppose we all will be happy to participate in something like this again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, visitors. It sounds really great that we had about 100 visitors. This is my first webinar ever, and I suppose for most of us, it's the first one, but it is definitely not the last. Thank you.